Today we will see an example where we can use the retrieve multiple. I think have we used retrieve multiple xrm.webAPI.retrieve multiple record function? Let's check.
Yes, sir, we have used.
We used, okay, update address, right? Yeah. So what we are doing here, retrieve multiple records. So in xrm.api JavaScript, we have this method. It will retrieve multiple records. Similarly, in Power Automate, we have retrieve multiple. What we will do in a whenever a contact account is updated, whenever account is updated, we'll see the details, what fields we have. Okay, whenever a contact account description is updated, we will map this description field in all the contacts which are linked to this account. Where we will find those contacts? Here. So what field we will update in contact?
Description field.
Do we have description field here? We'll add it in personal notes. Okay. Personal notes. What is this field? I'm just getting the schema name of this field. We have description field in contact as well. Okay. Now tell me first step what I have to do now. Automation, cloud flow, automated flow. Update, description in all contacts of account. Now the trigger will be a data was trigger. This is the flow name, trigger is data was, and which table we need to perform this activity. What is the message? Message will be modified. Table is accounts. Scope is organization. Okay. And here select columns. What column, on which column update we need to update all the contacts. In account, we have this description field. Let's get the schema name. The label is hidden. I'm just getting it from this level up. When we click on all fields, from that record, all fields will be displayed. Yes. Description field. Copy this logical name and paste it here. So this flow will be triggered on whenever an account is updated. Which field, which column? Only when description is updated in account entity, then only the flow will trigger. Okay. Now what I have to do? I need to retrieve contacts. New step. Data was. You see. Now tell me which action I need to use.
Get row by ID.
Get row by ID will retrieve only one record. In
One
our
record.
case,
Okay.
we are retrieving all the contacts which are linked to one account. We need to use list rows.
List rows. Okay.
So in list rows, which table we need to fetch? Contact. Select the table contact. So now we need to tell which contacts this should give. So in list rows, we are giving contact. So it will fetch all the contacts in the CRM. But I don't want all the contacts. I want all the contacts which are linked to this account. Okay. So here we need to give the either filter rows expression. Here we need to write a OData query. Otherwise, we can use the fetch XML. So how to use this both? See, first I will tell you on the filter rows OData. You can use this XRM toolbox. You have the tools fetch XML builder. Click on fetch XML builder. Click on new. Select the entity. Entity is contact. Okay. Under contact,
Uh, Sorry to interrupt, Jamal. Seems to be video is stuck for me, or I don't know for everyone.
please
I
continue.
can
For me, it is fine.
Okay.
maybe issue with my end.
Okay. Let me reshare it again. Okay. Let me know.
Yeah, now I can able to see projection. Yeah.
Okay. So contact entity, we have selected contact. Then we will select the attributes which we need to fetch. Account ID, and then what we will fetch, company name. I will remove the account ID because it may confuse. On the form we have the parent customer ID field, and we will also fetch the description. Okay, and then we need to apply the condition. Right click, add filter. What is the filter? Attribute parent customer ID, company equals, give any dummy value. Okay. Now click on view, click on power automate parameters. So it will give you the filter. So here we will just select the company and we will paste it in the OData in the filter rows. Here we need to change this company to the one which we are fetching. If we don't want to use this, what we will do, we will use the fetch XML. This is the fetch XML. Just copy all this fetch XML, paste it here, remove the value. You can give the value. Value will be account ID. Where you will get account ID when an account is modified, here we will get. What is that field? Account ID. So when a row is added or modified, here we will get the account ID. Let's find the account ID. This account unique identifier of the account. So once we select this needs to be mapped here. I'll remove it, place the cursor, account. So now it will take all the contacts which are linked to this account. Where this account comes, whenever any account is updated with description, we will get account ID in the first trigger. We are using that account ID from this trigger, and we are fetching all the contacts of the account. Then what we need to do? Tell me what we need to do. So here we retrieve the record. We are getting the result. So we are using for loop. For loop will loop through each record, each contact. So obviously we will be getting more than one contact, and we need to update every contact description. For that we need to use the for each loop, right? So click on control. In controls we will have a condition, apply to each, do until. So we will be using apply to each. Apply to each will be the for loop. So while applying, it needs to get the value from list row. From list rows, value it will get. Then what we need to check? We need to check. We need to update. What we need to update? Update a row. Update a row. Which table? Contact table. Contact. From where we will be getting the row ID? We will be getting the row ID from the list rows. Okay. So here if we check contact ID, otherwise we can search contact ID, contact unique identifier. It should be in list rows. If I over here, if you see items apply to each, we will be getting the contact ID. Then what we need to update? We need to update the description. Where we have description, click on show advanced option, search for description. Here we have description. So add, place a cursor in this field. Then you need to add a description from account entity. Where you will get account entity? From the trigger. Description. It is from list rows. We should not get it in the list rows. When a row is added or modified, from here we will need to get. Let's save. Okay, then we will try to create a record. So that's comments and pick today's date. I will save this account. Now let's check the contact of each account. Here we have summary. Let's open any of the contact. Go to details section. Personal notes. It's not updated. Let's check the flow, it is executed or not. Go back, open the flow, update description. Flow is failed. We'll just open why the flow has been failed. So invalid fetch XML. So the first row is executed. In second row, it failed. Why it failed? We are getting invalid fetch XML. So let's check this. This is the fetch XML. Okay. So we need to pass the value in double quotes here. We'll just pass the value. Click on edit. List rows. Save. Okay. Then I will again update with save. Refresh. It's still not updated. Oh, it succeeded now. Let's open and check whether all steps are succeeded. Okay. So we got the result here. We'll just check apply to each. Okay. It's not executed. Apply to each is not executed. So we have added a trigger. We are fetching all the contacts of this account, and then we are applying every contact that we retrieved here. We are updating row ID from here. Okay. Description we are updating. Let's test it again. So how we debug in JavaScript, same way we can debug the flow as well. How? You can click on test. You can click on automatically with recent trigger that is used. Select that trigger, click on save and test. Again, it not executed. Okay. So what we will do, we will just verify the fetch XML, copy it here, add, go to language, XML. Now I will add another fetch XML. How I will add? I'll go to advanced find from CRM. We have generated the fetch XML query from XRM toolbox, right? So we'll just verify how it being give the result in CRM. So I need to retrieve the contact. So I will select the contact entity. Columns I will select as parent customer ID, description. I will select these two columns. Click OK. Click OK. Condition will be company name equal some value. Now click on download fetch XML. Open this fetch XML. So condition attribute parent customer ID. So here it is different. I will just copy this, add to the fetch XML. We have taken the wrong field. Condition parent customer ID. We have taken the parent customer ID here, but in condition we applied different field. Let's check now. Test. Yeah. Now you see here, list we succeeded, apply to each. We have 3 records that are retrieved. So 3 times it will loop. 3 times it will update 3 records. Now let's just check here in details. Okay. Now if I update any other data count, ms flow updated this description. Third, second March. And save this account record, and then we'll go to summary tab. We'll just open the contacts. Open this contacts 1, 2, 3. One. This is a second contact. Second contact, and this is the third contact. Clear? The mistake that we did is we have taken the wrong field in applying the condition. That means we retrieved the correct field, parent customer ID. Initially we passed company name. It will be a parent customer ID field. Okay. Is this clear?
Was a parent customer ID schema name for company name, right?
Company name. Correct.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have to pass the schema name there.
Exactly.
Yes.
So in wherever we are using in logical expressions, we should only pass the schema name. Now I will give you a task. The task is in contact entity, create a date of birth field. It's a date and time field. So create only format date only. So that I don't want time. Field type will be date and time, but the format of this field will take only dates. Now, what I need to do, I need to send an email for the contacts whose birthday is today. Clear? Now what you will do? First, what you will do? You don't have to create automated flow. You have to create a scheduled flow. Well, it will schedule every day. Every day it will fetch the contacts. Every day it will fetch the contacts whose birthday date is today. How you will build the logic? See, for example, I will create a field here in contact entity. In contact entity, I will create a field. Date of birth. It will be a data type will be a date and time, but the format will be date only. Okay, I will save this record field. So which form we are using in CRM? We are using contact main form. I'll place the field on the form. Date of birth. I will just drag and drop here. Save. Publish. Okay. Now let's go to advanced file. Refresh this. I won't create the flow, but I will show you on a high level. Okay. So first thing, we need to go to solution in the Power Platform. Then we'll click on new, automation, cloud flow. This time it will be scheduled flow. Send birthday notification. Starting from today, it will first execute at every day. It will execute at 12 a.m. Okay. Repeat every one day. The flow will start from today 12 a.m. I think it's from tomorrow. Tomorrow 12 a.m. and it will this flow will run again every one day. So once it runs on third 12 a.m. again it will run on fourth 12 a.m. again fifth 12 a.m. like that it will run. Then click on create. This time you don't want trigger because the trigger itself is a schedule recurrence. Then what you need to do here, you need to fetch all the contacts whose birthday is today. How you will do? You will go to advanced find, search for contacts because you need to fetch the contacts. Contacts, select the fields. So in here you need date of birth. Okay, and email. Select the field, click OK, then apply the condition. What is the condition? Date of birth equal is today. Date of birth is today. Okay, then download this fetch XML. So you don't have to modify in this case. Just copy this fetch XML, go to flow, select the data vars, click on list rows because you need to fetch more than one record. So which data you need to fetch? Contacts. What is the condition? The fetch XML that we have configured. Then what next? When we use list rows, we have to use the control. Apply to each control. And we need to get the values from list rows. List rows, we need to get the value. Then what we need to do? We need to send an email. How to send an email? Either you can use Outlook, send an email, okay. So if it is not working, then what you'll do, add a row, and row will be email message. You need to create email record. From will be, who is the from? Activity party from is system user. You need to pass the ID of the user, system user. Then add a new to, who will be to customer. Customer is contact email address. Where I will get? From list rows I will get because I'm fetching the email as well. So search for email address, list rows, email. This is the email. From will be, give your record ID, system user of ID. Okay, and then here email message will be created, but you need to send the email message. How to send? Again, there is something called, now here you will create an email, but this email should go to contacts. For example, this is a contact. In this contact, the birthday date is today. I need to see the email in this contact. So I need to attach this email. How I will attach? There will be a regarding field. Search for regarding for account, regarding for contacts. Here you need to pass the contact ID. Where you will get the contact ID? In list rows. Then finally, how you will send? We have Microsoft out of the box action under Dataverse. Perform a bound action on which entity?
Contacted.
No, we have created email. We are sending email.
Yeah.
Contact, we are fetching all the data. Okay. We are now what we did. Contact, we
Okay,
are
email entity. Yes.
contact we are getting whose birthday date is today. We are looping through each contact to create an email, and then we once the email is created, we need to use the send email action. So the table name is email, action name is send email. It is out of the box. In email message entity, there is an action that Microsoft has already created as a out of the box is send email. Select send email. And here row ID, what is the row ID? That the email has been created here, right? That row ID we need to pass it. What is the action name? Add a row. Add a row. Email message. Issue send will be yes. If you want to deliver this email, then you have to select yes. If you don't want to deliver to the customer, but email will be sent from the CRM, it won't deliver, then we have to select no. So once you configure this, just save and execute. Same way you need to create and test.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Trigger will be recurrence. Here we are fetching all the contacts whose birthday date is today. We are using apply to each. We are creating email record. We are sending email. So how many rows it will fetch here? Those many loops it will happen. For every loop, it will create email. It will send an email to the one customer. For second customer, it will create another email to the second customer. It will send the email. For third loop, it will again take the third customer. It will create an email. It will send the email.